beautiful souls. I'm here again today to offer a channeling from the Elohim, and I will follow it up with some light language. Again, I'm just opening it up for them to share what they know that we all need to hear right now. And then I'll just invite the light language to support us in moving into whatever comes forward in this message. So thank you for being here, and I'll call in the Elohim. Greetings, beloveds. Greetings from the love and light of the Creator. Greetings from the great central sun as we come before you this day in joy and delight. For indeed, dear ones, you see, there is so much turmoil on your earth at this time, so much upheaval, and yet we want you to know that it is a time of magnificence. For indeed what is happening is that old systems are falling away. Old patterns are being destroyed. And governing bodies that have been managing humanity are being challenged. And rightfully so. For you see, dear ones, all of this old must fall away in order for you to rise up into your own sovereignty, in order for you to find your way back to yourselves, in order for you to remember that everything you need to know is within you, in order for you to stop looking outside and trusting what the media and the news is feeding you, because what it is doing is keeping you in fear, is keeping you in despair. And there are now, because of this situation that you are in this year of 2020 and all that it is delivering, there is layer and layer and layer of hardship. And so if you allow yourself to fully move into that, to take on everybody else's hardship as your own, you're all going to be overwhelmed. And then who is serving this earth? Who is helping you rise out of this quagmire that you're in? Who is helping you rise into this ascension that is an opportunity for all of humanity? We say to you, beloveds, that as you let yourself get lost in all the chaos that is happening and allow it to burden you and weigh down your heart, then instead of moving into this energy of ascension and rising into the higher light and the higher dimensions, you are keeping yourself held down, held back in the old energies that are playing themselves out. So there are people who know they belong on the streets, know that it is theirs to do, and indeed it is theirs to do. But for light workers, and if you are not directly impacted by these events, then we invite you to be part of the not only balance, because the earth needs more than balance. She needs to be lifted out of this past that you have been carrying. She needs inspired beings of light who know that a greater plan is unfolding, who know that you are in a time of the ascension and the evolution of humanity, and who are ready to come home to their inner wisdom, their inner knowing, and find the truth within themselves and live by that truth, to find their sovereignty as a human being living free. And what does it mean to live free? Freedom begins in the mind. As long as you are in turmoil and strife and fear and worry and feeling a victim along with everyone in the world who is suffering, you are not a sovereign being. Your mind is managing who you are. A sovereign being can witness without becoming involved. That does not mean lack of compassion, very much the opposite. Compassion truly cannot come from a place of entanglement, because then there is something in there for you as well. You are getting something out of it. Compassion, from our point of view, is when you can be witness and offer love and acceptance to those who are in struggle, to those who are going through challenging times. But you know yourself within your own internal being that struggling is of service. You know from your own struggles and being willing to go in and see them and say, okay, what is this about? What am I meant to learn from this? Why does this keep happening to me? What is the pattern here that I've yet to move through, so the world has to keep showing it to me? You move in and you finally understand and you say, oh yes, that's this belief from my childhood, that I'm not worthy. Therefore, I don't allow people to support me. I don't allow good things to come to me. I become defensive because I'm afraid of being hurt. All of these patterns must be recognized and acknowledged and loved free. You love them free. You say, oh yes, I see you. I see why you are there. I see why I needed to have you when I was younger. And I love you. I thank you for having served me this way. And now, beautiful pattern, I want you to know that I have evolved. I am a new person. And so I love you free. I let you go. I am ready to live free of this pattern, free of this belief that was there, that supported me then. But in my new beingness, it's no longer required. Compassion comes from a place of witnessing, but not attached. Because then, when it's not triggering something within you, you can offer pure love to the situation. And we would say to you, dear ones, those beautiful light workers who are listening to this video, if you could be this witness for all the events that are happening in the world at this time and remove yourselves from it and witness it with love and offer love to every player that is in the action that is happening, offer love to the situation as a whole, offer light, and just be present with it. From that state, you can see that they are players on a stage. And you can see that it's your choice which play you're going to listen to, which play you're going to attend. You can offer compassion to that one, and you can say, you know, I'm looking for something a little bit lighter, and you can move to another theater. You can create your own play. You can decide the world that you want to create, because where you put your focus is what you're creating. If you're focusing on these activities with too much energy, you are contributing to it. And so if you would like to be contributing to the evolution of a world that's full of love and full of grace, you can offer your loving compassion to the situations that are showing chaos. Just see it dissolve away as it plays itself out, and go to another stage and see unity, people being at one with each other, people accepting each other just for who they are, people loving diversity, appreciating diversity. Who would want to live in a world where only one kind of flower grows? Would that be any excitement? Oh, look, it's blooming. Oh, look, it's blooming here. Oh, look, it's here. Oh, the same. The diversity is the richness of life. And so on this other stage, you see that appreciation for the diversity. You see the appreciation of learning other cultures, of having this great harmony within humanity. And you see harmony again with the land. For you understand that only when you come back to harmony within the land, and you care for the land, and you care for nature and Gaia, the earth, that you will have health within yourself again. Your own ill health is a reflection of your activities in the world. As you deaden your plant life and you eat foods that have been corrupted, it is going to corrupt your own internal system. And so, beloveds, we invite you to have this deeper awareness of what compassion is, and to come back home to yourself instead of allowing yourself to be pulled into this sadness and everything that's happening in the world. Truly being of service is not being of sadness. The sadness is your own. If you are feeling sadness, find out where the sadness is within yourself, because it's your own, we assure you. When you have come back home to yourself and you hold this frequency of love, and you know that everything is perfection, even though it looks like it's falling apart, there is perfection in that. And you know that each human is choosing their path with where they choose to focus, where they give their energy, what they perpetuate in their mind that is then going to perpetuate in their world. You understand this, and so you come back to stillness. Like the eye of the storm, you stand amid the chaos unaffected. And if you haven't reached that place, then it is for you to look inside, beloveds. What is feeding you by being part of this chaos? It's serving a purpose. It's serving a purpose for humanity at this time. But if it's not in your experience again, if you're not directly affected, then it's not serving your purpose directly. So allow your purpose to be serving the world in another way. If you know of yourself as a light worker, you know that you are here to move into the new earth, the new vibration of the earth, into ascension, then it is time to let go of the old and everything that's falling away and envision the new, because it comes from your envision. You are the creators of it. We want you to know this. You are the creators of everything you are seeing. As a mass consciousness, as one humanity, and also individually, each a drop in the ocean. What are you choosing to create? If you truly believe that you're moving into a new earth, it's time to begin creating that harmonious, beautiful, loving new earth. And if all of your attention is going somewhere else, then there's not much beauty being generated for this new earth that humanity is in the process of creating. We want these words to sit with you. You are in the process of creating the new earth. So therefore, if all your energy is going to despair and hardship and worry and strife and fear, what are you creating? And so we will leave it there, beloveds, and invite this blessed channel to bring through the light language that will support you in removing yourselves from the chaos, so that you can stand in your own internal sovereignty, in your own integrity, in your own wisdom, in your own knowing. Spend time going within and finding all of this, so that you can then bring more of that into the world. And with that, it is our great honor and delight to come before you this day. Okay, so I will bring through the light language now that will then support us in envisioning the new earth that we desire to be living in, and being able to let go of whatever's happening, and also just invite you again to just bring in more of what they said about, you know, if you're feeling sadness around this, if you're feeling despair, if you're feeling overwhelmed, then look at what it is within you, because I assure you, it is within you. There is something in your own journey that is feeling overwhelmed, and the outside is just showing you a way of that feeling within you to be revealed, because often those aspects of ourselves that we don't like to see, we don't recognize them in our own life, and it's easier. I remember when I first started on this journey, I would sit in a circle and I would immediately begin to cry. I had no idea a circle of people who had come together with intent. I had no idea what the tears were about. It was just sadness within me that wanted to be revealed. And if someone else revealed some sadness, I would cry so hard. And eventually I realized those were my tears. This person was showing me the sadness within me that I didn't even know I deserved to look at for myself. But I love everyone, and so I could feel it for someone else more than I could feel it for myself. So just to show you that that's how it works, and coming home to ourselves and really recognizing this within ourselves, so that we can get to that place where we can retreat and witness and send love and compassion without becoming enmeshed in it. Then we know we have found that place. And I'll invite you to check out my website. I have services where I can support you in this as well, either channeling or the freedom release technique, where I'm intuitively able to go in to see in your childhood, even in past lives. I can visit the Akashic records of where these moments began that created these limiting beliefs within you, this sadness, this fear, because so many people have trouble getting in touch with it themselves. And I'm able to release it and help you move through it by witnessing it and knowing what it was. It helps you move through it, and then we also fill it with light and with a more beneficial outcome. So feel free to check out my website and learn more about that. And so I'll bring through the light language from the ancient ones, from the ancestors. Yukla ichna atwa ikma atwa ekana. Umakla ichkana atwa ikana. Imananai o e na 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 maya na na ni na 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 ne o Imanai na na ne no Imanani na no e o Imanai o ila la li la wala na na ma Imananai no ena nani ana manai no ene Imanai no nani ana nani amawa Ichiko They were showing me all of us in a circle around the earth. They did a little bit of clearing in the beginning, and then they were playing us like a crystal bowl and bringing through higher frequencies, but also very much at the end grounding us into the earth and reminding me of what I feel part of the energy right now. It just changes so often in these times. The energy right now is to be very anchored in the earth, and they showed all of us like this beautiful circle of beings that goes forever and ever and ever. And as we're being anchored into the earth, the root system is coming from each one of us like the trees do to create the wood wide web. and all the systems that go from root to root in the earth, and they showed it like humanity being like that. We are all fully anchored into the earth and connected with one another in that way, and then feeling the support of one another because of that. And just as I'm saying this, I realize, the trees don't feel alone. Of course, often they're side by side, but they also have that connection from the roots. And this is really important for us right now. I'm experiencing this about just being very much in the world, on this earth, of the earth. Yesterday, I did a message and it didn't work. My mic wasn't working properly. It was from the Elohim again, and it was all about how important it is, the food we eat. But what they were saying is we are of this earth. We are created of the earth. Our physical vessel, our soul, of course, is eternal, but our physical vessel is of this earth. And they were talking about the food we eat and how important it is that we eat organic food and foods that haven't been modified, and that processed food has zero vibration, zero essence of life in it. And so if we want to be vibrant and alive and rise up into the new energy of who we are, it's really important what we eat. So it's important what we feed these physical vessels that are so much part of the earth. And they also said the mind, it's important what we feed our minds, because our essence, our vibration is impacted by what we feed our minds. So to go back to what the Elohim spoke of today, if we are allowing our minds to watch all this hardship, all this despair, and spending too much time there, we're lowering our frequency, we're lowering our energy, and we ascend by lifting our frequency, and we come back into our own sovereignty. And by sovereignty, I mean not being caught up in this world, and not being impacted by what other people say about you or what other people think you should be doing. You are your own being. You know who you are, you know your own truth, and you live by that truth. And you honor yourself, you honor everyone else in that process. It all begins within. You cannot honor someone else truly if you're not honoring yourself. And so they talked about as well what we are feeding our minds. Because in order for us to heal, we must realize that we are part of this earth and start healing the earth again, and start demanding foods that are nourishing and that are healthy and don't come from depleted soil. And we do this through our power as consumers by choosing what we consume. And so this was also a part of this process into sovereignty, and also very much part of what the energy right now is, to be really grounded into the earth. So this light language was supporting us in that as well. So with that, I will leave it. Thank you so much for being here, and please subscribe and like. And also I invite you to join my mailing list. The link from my website is below, and the pop-up window will come. Right now I'm offering for free daily love notes 5 days a week, which is a inspiring message and a meme, and then a channeled message from either the Elohim or the Council of Nine, to start your day off on a positive note, or give you something to reflect on for the day that they feel will be serving us all as we move forward. And I'm getting so much beautiful feedback from people who are receiving these love notes, that they are really finding them helpful in inspiring them in their day. And I appreciate everyone who's offering that feedback, because it really helps keep them coming. It really helps me to know that they are being appreciated. So thanks again, beautiful souls, for being on this earth, part of this journey. These really are incredible times that we are in, and I think it's really important for us to be able to just keep our head above water and see the sunshine up there that's always there, that's ready to share its light with us, and to look for what we choose to be living. Look for the love, look for the grace in the world, because what we look for is what we see. And I'll leave it there. So much love.